I guess never. I'm gonna want to talk tonight. Apparently. Hello, hello. How's it all going? How are you all doing? How am I sounding? Not too bad. How y'all doing? We're back to another art stream. We're gonna get some more painting done. Sit here. Give it a couple more minutes. I think for people to mosey in, say hello, get things ready. You never know. Get things all ready. I'm still kind of getting a couple things set up in front of me here. And so I'd like to, yeah, I know I've got a whole bunch of my paint. Also, if you notice too, it's a different camera angle here as opposed to last week. As opposed to being over to my left, the camera's now over to my right, so I can get my microphone over on a bed on a boom arm. Probably sound much better. Actually, let me double check that I'm on the right. Yeah, I'm on the right one. Okay, we're good. We're good. I can actually delete that one. I don't need that one. There we go. We're good. Well, yeah. So, this week, more Necrons, of course. Again, as of usual. At which point we're going to be starting painting. We're going to get these guys done here, the scarabs. They're going to be not too bad, but I do have 12 of them, so that will probably be how that works out. We'll get those guys started. You know, might actually do all of them because they're really, there's not going to be too much color variation to them. And then we're going to finish up the bases on these guys over here. And say, and maybe this week too, with a different camera angle, I'll actually stay in frame more often. I don't know, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. But yeah. So, and seeing as contrast paint, as we all remember, takes longer to dry. We're going to start with contrast paint on these guys for their layer, and then we'll move over to their bases, and then we'll come over here and do the rest of them. And as always, gotta make sure your paint is nice and shaken, mixed. Well mixed. Up with that. Slap, 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 slap. Anyways, how are you all doing? How are you? Yeah. How's it all hanging? How's it all rolling? It's another week down. It's another Wednesday. As they say. Let's see here. Okay. This one. Cap off. But how are you all doing? Week has been a nice week for me. I actually managed to get the first shot of the vaccine myself. Alright, so first step, as we all recall, we're going to take the contrast black and we're just going to slap it over all of these guys. Actually, I'm going to slide my... There we go, because I'm going to lean a little bit down. Let's keep that aimed enough so that I sound, you know, I don't sound too bad, right? But yeah, a nice healthy heaping of contrast paint, and we're just slapping that right on these guys. As I'm mostly going to paint up in the way of these things, aren't I? Maybe next week, I'll try angling the camera a little bit more. I'll try to get the other side a little bit more, maybe. That might be a good idea. Know my own things. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so I got my first dose of the vaccine this week. Which is nice. In line, the whole thing probably took like two hours. Yeah, maybe not quite 2 hours. Try not to slap this guy's brush. And afterwards, I went and after getting the vaccine down, I went and did some hiking, took some photos, which turns out the park that I went to, I did not realize, but the park I went to is actually apparently a bald eagle reserve. It's posted everywhere. And, you know, can't actually be here. And I'm like, well, great. Granted, it's not supposed to be there up until April 1st, at which point, you know, it's not like the Eagles can really tell the date. But, meh. So I think that was really only a small portion of it, not all of it. Because there's railroad tracks and stuff like that, and went right by this, you know, the large river that's nearby. But I did take a bunch of pictures of what I saw there. I didn't see any bald eagles, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. I didn't see any bald eagles. But I did take some photos. And if you want to see the photos, they're over on my Instagram. You know, at Dr. Poxo. You can go have a look at those. And then, if you really want, and I'll get that there. Do I have any direct light you can shine on the models for the camera? I got a light that is shining directly on it. That's the thing. I mean, and I got a direct light right on it right now, actually. Yeah, see? Fortunately, it's just turning out a little bit darker in general. I am painting black. But yeah, no, as I say, I'm looking at the camera feed too, and it's like he's fully burned. This one has the light directly on him, and he's still coming out dark. Actually, my camera seems to have frozen altogether. Never mind. Oh, that could also be help. Hold on. What camera? I've lost. I moved things, now I can't actually. As I experiencing some technical difficulties. Okay, camera. Capture card. Hello. Capture card. Oh, frick. Hold on. Be right back. See if I can. And we're kind of back. All right. I don't know what happened to my capture card there. Not want to work. But yeah, no. Let's see. I can get the light, and it does ends up being kind of better, doesn't it? All right. Let's see here. Let's see if I can position this a little better. Without being in the way of the view altogether, like it currently is. that better? Maybe? Yeah, kind of better, I guess. Pick up one of the painted one that's already. I mean, that's about as best as I can, in theory, get. Without completely blocking the way, so. Actually, you know what I can, in theory, also do? Hold on 2 seconds. Increase the ISO on my camera. That might help. Kind of blown out now, a little bit. Mind that a little bit. There we go. A little blown. Yeah, now it's a little bit on the blown out side, but it'll do, right? Better? How's that? There we go. Fortunately, too, I think if I had a much better capture card than the like $20 capture card I'm currently using to get the camera on there, I could do a lot more better visual effects and so a lot more visual control of my camera. But fortunately, as I said, I'm running currently got like a cheap like $20-$30 capture card that I found off Amazon. I mean, it's not bad, but there's a massive delay, and it only does like 1080p 30, where my camera, I could do up to 4K. I could do this in 4K off my camera if I really wanted to, but again, I don't have a capture card that handles that, so. But hopefully that's much better, in theory. More visible, yes, or at least you can kind of tell what I'm doing. Which, I guess, to repeat what I'm currently doing is I am using a type of paint called from GW, or Games from the Games Workshop, called the contrast paint, which is can be probably best described as magic in a bottle. This paint both shades and highlights and all in one step. Shades, washes, all that in a single step, and all you do is just lather it on, and it pulls itself and stuff like that. You don't have to go. You don't want to go too heavy with it, but you can go. You do want to go a bit on the heavier side so that it actually has enough to pull around. And right now, as I'm applying black over metallic, so that it kind of creates a black metallic-ish type of effect. Of course, afterwards, I'm going to go back in and dry brush over this more metallic. It's quick, it's easy, creates a nice looking effect, which I am going to, at some point, I need to stop slacking. I need to go in and slap it into my light box and take some good pictures of them. What I've been meaning to do to take some good pictures as well is I've been meaning to get a little motorized turntable so I can have them spin as I take pictures. Get multiple angles. Nice product photography, as it were. the joys of having knowledge about how to do all this stuff as well. You do it all in the nice setup. But for those of you who don't know, or would like to know, I've been painting miniatures now. I think I go into at least every stream or so. I've been painting miniatures now for at least 20 years. Yeah, let's just go with 20 years. I've been painting miniatures for at least 20 years now. Actually, no, yeah. So, I may not be a pure expert on when it comes to painting miniatures, but I do know tips, I know tricks, I know various techniques. I like to consider I'm not terrible. Actually, I'm definitely not terrible. I've won a few painting competitions. The humble brag, as it were, when it comes to painting my miniatures. Then again, unfortunately, what it boils down to with a lot of the techniques in which I can definitely talk about and tell you how to do, there is a physical aspect to it that a steady hand does much better, which I do not have the most steadiest of hands. Having a more steady hand would definitely help. But anyways, where was I? What was I talking about? Alright. Hiking. Park. Bald eagles. That has been... I took photos, and I got photos up on my Instagram. I did some editing, of course. I can easily give some links if you need to, or if anyone wants. Or, yeah, as I said, you can look it up. Dr. Foxo on Instagram. But yeah. And the rest of my week has been work. I mean, not much to really say there. It's work. Work is work. One of those things of, you gotta do it. Eats up all my energy to be able to, focus on other things, but you gotta do it. Like if I didn't have to work and I had more energy to do other things, like I would love to do some, short films and stuff like that, get into like making some short films. That is definitely things I would like to do. Which that was a bit of a surprise for anyone who wants to talk about it. I actually have I did schooling for film and stuff like that, but I don't exactly I don't work in film, unfortunately. I don't have exactly the most robust portfolio, so it's been hard finding jobs, and you know, that comes from, again, using up a lot of my energy in working jobs that I can't, you know, be doing that. So I'm sure we all know that feeling. Yeah, no. So I finished up the last one of those, and now I'm gonna, you know, make sure you clean your brushes, get them a nice thing. And it looks like I forgot to grab a scrap paper towel. But I would love to do like more short films or something like that. That is, of course, you know, also a bit of a hurdle, I think, when it comes to short hurdle that comes to, you know, wanting to do short films is I don't actually have much of ideas for what to make when it comes to stuff. Why, hello, Chaos. How are you doing? How's it hanging? I'm in here painting some minis, chatting, talking, hanging out. How are you? But I was saying, yeah, no, I want to make short films. Unfortunately, I just don't have very many ideas on two. Miss ya, came to see me. Ah, yeah. Say, I keep trying to run into you, but you're either, you know, in private worlds in VR chat or stuff like that, so. No lack there. And of course, you know, as we all know, or not everyone knows, that as is the friends list for VR chat seems to be a little bit on the scuff side right now with how terrible they don't want to seem to update or anything like that, so. Bump those over. How are you doing otherwise? Alright. While those are drying, the black contrast paints are drying on those over there, we're going to come back over here, and we're basically going to finish up these bases over here. Which, let me put this, you know what, don't need the cap. I'm going to take my smaller dry brush. There's smaller dry brush, and we're going to take my Caliban green, which is a nice dark olive green, and we're going to dry brush that onto the dirt. Love to see me this weekend. All right, yeah, can do that. I do anything this week? No, yeah, no, I'm pretty free this weekend. I can definitely try to see about bugging you this weekend. Anyways, let's see. Let's move things around a little bit. Because unfortunately my microphone is right here, just kind of in my view way, not the camera's view's way, but let's move those there. Slide this whole thing over here. Say I could show you my new models that I'm working on for myself. That is something I've been doing too. In my free times, I've been working on trying to make some models for our VR chat for myself. Which, unfortunately, yeah, I don't know Blender very well, and I don't even touch Blender. I've been using Vroid Studio, which is a free software that's fairly limited, and then I go into Unity and I basically attach a couple things that imply some shaders, and then moving on, and then I move into VR chat. All right, let's see here. Give me some. There we go. I know I just lined those up and then I shoved them over, showing how much I am. But yeah, yeah, really. A little out of focus. Let's see if I can fix the focus. It's not that out of focus. Come on. There we go. Alright, yeah. So Caliban green. It's dark olive green. We're gonna dry make sure it's well shaken. We're gonna get that mixed right on there. And we're going to get a nice healthy globule on the brush, and then we're going to brush most off, like dry brushing. Dry brushing is a fairly simple technique that looks great when done well. Well, you don't, I say done well, it doesn't take much effort to do it very well. But it looks nice. So you load up the brush, and then you come over here and you wipe most of it off. Point is we're going to take it and we're going to go back and forth, much like how you see on the brush, and you're going to really just try to hit most of the raised area. So you have the green over the brown, kind of create the point is that we're trying to create a mossy swamp type of look. So it's kind of, adds a little bit of color to the brown dirt. Adds a little bit of color. But yeah. Yeah, I will. Yep. Anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I will gladly answer them. I think I need to load up some more paint on this brush. But as okay, so I can ask, how are you all doing? How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all doing good. Hopefully this Wednesday night is treating everybody nicely. Everybody's, being successful in their ventures, getting things done as they need. Yeah. Of course, you know what also came out this week that I've been playing a lot of? Monster Hunter Rise. That's been eating up a lot of my time. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been a fan of the Monster Hunter series for a long time. I think I started in Try? Yeah, Try. Try was the first one I played. There's something about it that just hits the right way for me. Just something that grind in Monster Hunter just hits the right for me, that I really enjoy, and I dump a lot of time into it. And I can look badass while doing things. I think that's the real important part. Looking badass while doing it, right? I am a hammer main. Or at least right now I'm maining hammer. Which I haven't actually seen very many people playing hammer, so I think I made a... Not that I'm saying, you know, I made a terrible choice or anything like that, or other people are wrong, or, you know, but I feel not seeing anyone else actually makes me feel like I made a bit of a right choice, because it likes to fill, because I can fill in, you know, other areas that people aren't bringing in the hunts. Which, actually, you know what? I'm surprised I've seen a couple more. So it makes me wonder if they actually changed up the mechanics a little bit. I might have to look into it. Is a hunting horn, which in concept I've always loved the hunting horn. However, in practice, I can't play the hunting horn. I can never remember the combos to play the right song buffs and stuff like that. So if they made it easier, maybe I'll go and give hunting horn a bit of a try and do it myself. But if they didn't, I'm just going to continue playing hammer. I like hammer. Hammer's fun. You can knock out the monsters. The real trick with hammer is you bring a paralysis or sleep hammer, and then you also stack whatchamacallit, fucking stamina thief. Right? Yeah, stamina thief. And then you just wail on the monster's head until it goes to sleep, or it exhausts itself, and then goes to sleep. Or, you know, knock it out. Because the less damage the monster's doing, the more, and not moving, the more hits you get in yourself. Which I suppose, as to say, goes to my playstyle. Which, further to say for my playstyle, if you really want to know, I've always enjoyed playing support types. And the best way you could support the party is if the monster's not doing anything. and you don't have anything to worry about in killing anyone. Alright, that's done with that one. Let's clean our brush. Set that aside, clean our brush. But yeah, no, I've always enjoyed playing support types in most games in which I play. I've always enjoyed playing support types, and as I said, hence why when I was saying earlier, in concept, I enjoy the hunting horn. But in practice, I can't play the hunting horn. Because I would rather be the support of, play the support of the hunting horn. But I'm too small-brained to do that. I know probably I could do it if I just put more practice into it. But, So as I said, I play hammer instead. And as hammer, as I said, I bring a sleep hammer or something like that. Paralyzed hammer. And you just wail on its head until it goes to sleep. Brush as clean as I can. Alright, so the next step is I need my Carex stone. Here it is. And we're going to dry brush this over the bases next. Adds a bit of a highlight to the dark color. Hydrate. I'm in theory not doing the best hydration, with that being Coke. But I drink enough water over the day, or Coke Zero. My caffeine intake. I don't really do coffee. I do tea, but I don't want something hot right now. I could do cold tea, but I don't want to do too much hassle. And you know what I'm also forgetting to do though as well. Forgot to shake the paint. Gotta shake your paint. And so with this Carex stone, so it's a stone color, obviously. It's kind of a neutral stone color. We're going to take this and we're going to dry brush this. And we're going to do a light dry brushing as opposed to a bit more heavier dry brush. Point being to really bring out, you really just only want to hit the most raised highlighted areas. I can do. I might need to get more Carex stone. I've used a lot of it. Yeah. For that dirt that's really kind of dried up in the marshlands. The light dry brushing, very cool. Basically creating a little bit of a highlight. That's it. Which is this? Like the little Bob Ross over there? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say I enjoy painting. Bob Ross definitely. When I liked watching Bob Ross when I was earlier in my life, and definitely got like to do a little bit of I think I enjoy bring in a little bit of his energy. I think when it comes to these, a little bit be nice. Nope. Keep it light, you know, something like that. Calming, chill. Keep it all on that. And we're gonna, as I said, just move on to the next things. We're just gonna lightly brush in here, give a light dry brush, and a little onto the highlights. Bring out some of the edges. Nothing too heavy, nothing too extreme when it comes to this. Keeps it nice and flowing. And I need to load up the brush some more. Starting to run out. At which point, again, dry brushing, you're just going to load it up heavy, and then you're going to take most of it off. Stop. There we go. And then come back, and then yeah. Yeah, it's a little too much. A little bit more. Alright. There we go. Yeah, make a little bit of mistakes. Sorry, it's you can easily come back and fix them. Make sure to get all the areas and stuff like that. Hello, little Frankie. How's it going? I'm doing well myself. How about you? Glad to see you pop back in. Been an interesting, but not bad though. Yeah. Is it a good kind of interesting, or is it a bad kind of interesting? Because that honestly could go either way. I'd say bad, but I don't want to bring it. Okay. Understandable. That's all right. Understandable. Well, hopefully things get better for you. And thank you. There's stuff that I have been working on. Yeah, I enjoy painting miniatures. I've been painting miniatures for 20-something years now, and it's something that I've always enjoyed and always loved as a nice hobby to do. I will gladly answer any questions anyone has for them. I know a little to, let's see, I know a little to anything on old Warhammer thing. Yeah, these are Warhammer. These are from the future one, Warhammer 40,000, more specifically. These guys here are Necrons. The army's called the Necrons. They're basically robot space skeletons. That's really the best way to describe them. Or Egyptian space Egyptians. All they're all robots instead of zombies. They have a very Egyptian-esque theme to them, kind of. Well, not directly Egyptian, but there's definitely a Egyptian influence to them. Yeah. definitely have changed a lot over the years since I started collecting these armies. I started collecting these guys back when they first came out, back in like early 2000s, late 90s. Been collecting this army. You know, I don't have any of my original models because I stopped playing for several years, at which point I got rid of all my old stuff. But they recently released a whole, you know, all sorts of new minis for them. And so I've been come back to these guys. But I've played a lot of mini games over the years. Keep going back to 40K because 40K is the most popular, at least the most popular over here in the US. I know worldwide the fantasy is more popular, but here in the US, 40K is the more popular one. And so I've been playing this one. I keep leaving it, but I keep coming back to it. Which honestly, when it comes to miniature games, I enjoy more skirmish-based level games where you only have like 5 to 10 models instead of entire army models, because I don't know, you know, there's less stuff. The more stuff, yet less stuff to keep track of. Do enjoy some D&D, but that's about it. Plus games and knitting. All right. D&D is always a fun one, but knitting, all right. I can see it. Or not that I can see it, but I say, yeah, no, nothing wrong with knitting. My mother actually likes to knit. Do knitting on streams as well. Oh, nice. Maybe I'll have to check that out at some point. Yeah, how that is. Yeah, no, as I say, my mother enjoys knitting a lot. My mother's actually blind, and she can actually, because she can feel the, you know, the, not the threads, but a lot of the little needlework and stuff with her fingers, and doesn't require much sight as much, so she enjoys knitting herself. But yeah, no, if you do knitting on stream, I might have to come check that out at some point. And as for D&D, I love D&D. Right now, I'm in several different games as well for D&D myself. Hence why my Friday and Saturday streams are every other week as opposed to every week, is because I'm in D&D games on those nights. Yeah, it is a wonderful thing seeing people, you know, adapting and continuing to be able to do their stuff. Sundays are your creative days? Yeah. Nice. Drawing as well too, huh? Nice. Yeah, no, as for me, you know, Wednesday nights is my creative night, and then every other Friday and Saturday are my video games. Alright, I think that those are done. Alright, that step's done, dry brushing, and now I'm going to clean up the rims here. Make them look nice. Clean the brush off. Actually, you know, I'm done with this brush. So clean off the brush. Make sure it's nice and clean. Keep it nice. But yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of what people can, you know, find ways to do with knitting and stuff like that. But yeah. Make sure the brush is nice and clean. Then I'm going to actually continue using the Carrick Stone for my next step again. And we're just going to go around the rim to get it nice and clean up on the sides. And I'm going to actually swap back to this brush here. But yeah. And then we're just going to go around the rim and clean up all this mess along the rim. Try to make it look nice on the tabletop. So that's the important part, That is the important part. It's not whether or not you can get these. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want to make things a nice display piece and all that stuff, be a good thing as well. But really, when it boils down to it, especially if you're playing the game for the hobby for the game more, you just want it looking nice on the table. Let's try to hold this so that I don't ruin any of my paint jobs. Honestly, that's the rule in which I come to a lot of my when it comes to a lot of my miniature painting is I follow the 3-foot rule of that. As long as it looks good from 3 feet, you're fine. You look good. Yeah, sure. I put a lot. I can do a lot more detail work and stuff like that. But honestly, as long as it looks good from about 3 feet away on the tabletop, then that is all you really want. That is all I really need to be happy. Then again, I say that, and as I keep saying, I keep having all my friends be like, you do amazing work, you do great stuff, and stuff like that. And I have, as I said, and to humble brag, as I'll keep probably bringing it up over and over and over again, I have actually won a few painting competitions. So in theory, I'm really kind of doing a little bit more than my 3-foot rule when it comes to a lot of my minis, but yeah. Fortunately, as I say, I think because this is really, 40K and they're armies, and there's a lot more models, I'm just looking for them to look good and have a lot of, quick and easy. I'm not going to, especially for a lot more of the more rank and file troopers and stuff like that. Maybe when it comes to, my leaders and my the leaders and headquarters and more special, independent special characters and stuff like that, I'll actually go in and probably put a little bit more work and a little more detail into them to make them look really nice. But these guys, rank file troopers, they can just quick, easy, call it a day. All I really need out of them. But how long did I say? I've been doing this for about 20 years now. Something like that, around 2001. I mean, I've been painting much longer than that. Remember when I was, really young as a kid, my parents used to take me to like ceramic pot painting classes and stuff like that. But when I moved to, I think it was about third year in like 2001, this game store opened up, and I just moved into the area, and I really got into the hobby of painting miniatures around then. Been doing it for a long time. I'd say relatively long time. The answer is I put a lot of. Good to see my fashions. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, I am definitely fairly passionate when it comes to mini painting. Mini painting has always been a very, I find it always to be very relaxing. It's always been a very, de-stressing kind of thing. It's gotten me through so much stuff, just sitting there and just concentrating on something. You throw some music on, concentrate a little bit and going through. And now in the wide world of the internet and streaming and stuff like that, I can throw some music on, paint, and maybe chat with anyone who wants to come in and hang out, stuff like that. Have good times, hang out. things chill, right? We're almost done on these guys. But yeah, no. Granted, to be honest, I have done a lot. I've had a lot of hobbies over the years too, not just painting. Painting is just the one that has been the one that has, I think, lasted the longest in my life. I used to collect role-playing books as well. Unfortunately, early last year, I ended up having to give away a lot of my collection when it came to role-playing books, which still hurts my soul. But unfortunately, I had to move, and I no longer was going to have the space for it and stuff like that. Which a lot of my friends did say if I really wanted to, I could get a lot of my collection back. But at the same point, it's like, no, as long as they're in good homes and my books are all in good homes and they're being used, that's fine. And that's when I'm happy. Also, you like my hat? I don't know if you said that yet. No, I don't think you have, actually. But thank you. Thank you. So I was browsing Etsy when I started this, and I'm like, I need something like that in my life. I get into other hobbies of mine. So collecting various hats has also been a very much a, I guess you could say, hobby of mine as well over the years. So I've always enjoyed weird and off-brand hats instead of just your standard, baseball caps that everyone has. I don't think you can see it, but I've got a tricone sitting up there. I've got my League of Legends Teemo hat. I've got a Ninja Turtle themed flat cap over there. I've got various flat caps flipping around. I've got top hats. I've got hats. Have also been another thing I've randomly collected over the years that I've enjoyed. But this one, yeah, I'm going to keep wearing this one, especially on streams. Witchcrafty fantasy stuff. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I used to have a lot more stuff to fill out my background. Unfortunately, it's a newish apartment, and a lot of it's still in boxes over there. And say over there, I'm pointing to a closet. Everything's still kind of in boxes that's in the closet. But everything that makes me feel nice is right here. Say I've got my entire shelf of miniature stuff. Actually, I've got two shelves as it's spread out of various miniature stuff that I have right here. I've got some of my role-playing books that I still kept over there. I've still got some collector stuff over there. Yep, exactly. My room needs to be my nice, happy... It's my happy place. As I constantly point out to my roommates, my flatmates, I'll spend 90-95% of my time at home in my room, so I'm going to make my room as comfortable as it is for me. Which I don't think they fully, believed me when I kept saying, "Oh yeah, no," when I first moved in with these roommates, that I'm going to spend most of my time in my room. And they're like, you can live in the, come out to the living room and stuff like that and hang. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine in my room. You guys can have the rest of the apartment, and I will just have my room, and I'll do the kitchen, and that's about it. Trying to get used to so that I can keep it visually on this camera, but Getting harder and harder. I say harder and harder. I keep leaning back, or keep naturally leaning back. I need to turn myself to stay over here in this screen. This finishes up this guy. Alright. This is the last of that. That finishes up this guy. That needs the last one if I double check over in front of me. Yep. Alright, and those minis are all done. Now I need to remember at some point to pull out my actual light box and, take good photos of them, and I will, take good photos of them and put those up on my, Instagram at some point. I need to stop slacking on that and actually take some good photos of these things. Get better looks at than what's probably currently on the camera. Alright, set those aside. I'll move these guys up here, let them dry. And say I don't want to poof them off because as the paint dries on the rims, they're kind of, obviously, as you try to see me trying to move them around, they're sticking to the paper towel. Hence why they're on the paper towel in the first place. Alright, let's move back to these guys. They should be nice and dry from the previous step. Yeah, no, when it comes to, as I'll also keep pointing out too, as I say from my experience when it comes to painting, if anyone has any questions or want any tips or tricks or want help or critiques or anything like that when it comes to painting, I will gladly help. I will gladly share my knowledge. I will gladly help. I mean, there are plenty of videos out there, but there's slightly difference between watching a video and getting live help. But so if anyone if anyone has any questions on what I'm doing or how to do things, yeah, go ahead and ask. Feel free to ask. All right. Next step is we're going to do some more dry brushing. This brush is all right. And here's a nice little tip too. This here, just a plain old cheap $1 makeup brush that I got at CVS or at the pharmacy. We're just going to take it, and these make really great dry brushes, especially when you're doing large surface areas or just want to do quick things. So basically, what we're going to do. I don't need that brush anymore. Basically, I'm going to take. Where is it? So, as a recap for what I've done for these models that here, these guys here, is so and also as I say, it's been my strategy for pretty much the entire thing is so I've primed them Vallejo's gunmetal. All right, it's a metallic, it's silver, darker silver, it's pretty shiny. Okay, and then after that, I took Citadel or Games Workshop Citadel contrast black. And I, open over that, which is put it at this point. And now I'm going to go back over them we're going to dry brush Army Painter's Shining Silver over them. Which, again, as I keep saying on every step, make sure you shake your paints and well. Shake well, you got to get it well mixed, all that stuff. And as I say, when it comes to dry brushing, so we're going to load up our brush most of it off, and then there we go at it. Get a nice cleanish area on our brush. or on our paper towel, so that I don't want to mix it too much with the other paints. All right, load it up. We'll get it loaded up. We're gonna brush it off. So, you come in and we're just gonna dry brush over it. Like so. That's it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I'm just taking the large strokes and getting it off on the side of them. There you go. Largely just targeting the the upper areas of them. Yeah. Simple as that. So anyone watch anything good recently? Anyone excited for or has anyone seen the new Godzilla vs. Kong yet? I know I'm excited to that. I might pick up an HBO Max subscription solely to watch that movie, because they definitely have their ads have been firing some shots at Disney as far as I can tell, because they've been like, oh yeah, no, you can watch this new movie on HBO Max at no additional charge, unlike some other companies out there. I need some more paint. See if I can scrape up some extra paint on here. Yeah, no. Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm looking forward to that. The biggest hope or reveal that I'm waiting to see about that one, though, is I wonder if Mechagodzilla, because I know in original concepts where when it came to Godzilla vs. Kong, it's all actually Mechagodzilla. Oop. As I fling my model across the... I am fairly large into kaiju monsters. I've always enjoyed watching the genre. That's the word I'm looking for. Mecha. I've enjoyed mecha. I've always enjoyed watching mecha anime and stuff like that. Gundam, Gurren Lagann, Tekken, Die Buster, aim for the top, I've seen a large portion of all the old Godzilla films. So I am excited to watch at some point I'm excited to watch the Godzilla film, Godzilla vs. Kong. Now we're running out of paint. Let's see if we can just get the last bits of this paint on this last one. There we go. Good. Done. Alright. Clean that brush. Clean that and get that all over with. Which, in theory, I can also get around to if I do pick up HBO Max. I could get around to watching Doom Patrol, which I caught like the first couple episodes of Doom Patrol, which I just spent a lot of it going, I don't know what's going on. I could catch the rest of that. Because I believe that's on HBO. Because I believe on HBO it has all of the DC stuff, which I'm gonna kind of stick away from the movies, because honestly, I don't like the dark and gritty take of superheroes that the mainline movies of the DC is doing. I really don't like that. I like more fun romp stuff. As I say that, I think Shazam was supposed to be a fun romp. Suicide Squad, while a bad movie, I enjoyed it because it was, not as, gritty realism as the rest of them. So Suicide Squad was fun. I haven't actually watched Shazam yet, but I hear that one's good. Sorry, you still here? Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. It's all right if you're just lurking. I'm fine with people just lurking. As I said, I'm just going to end up chatting with what I can, filling the time as what I can. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, no, I haven't watched Shazam, but I probably end up liking that because it's not gritty. I heard things about Harley Quinn. I've heard that it's, again, like Suicide Squad, not the best movie, but it's just a fun movie, which I will gladly watch that. I enjoy my fun movies. It does not have to be cinematically good for me to enjoy it. And that's really what it boils down to, is enjoyment. If you want me to go full film critic, I can easily point out all the terrible things when it comes to movies. But when it comes to, but then again, entertainment value is definitely one which I will still watch movies for. Anyways, all right. So I guess on the next step. Next step is, we're going to take this gray sear, a nice neutral gray, and I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but we're going to go in here with our gray sear, and there's these little orb things on their backs that we're going to paint those gray. Which actually, I'm going to grab a smaller brush. Try to avoid the rest of it. Let's see here. Yeah, that one will do. But yeah, no, so of course then you get into probably what's my biggest complaint when it comes to the DC movie. Trying to watch DC stuff is yeah, where in Marvel, yeah, sure, it might take you 15 hours if you watch the whole thing, but there's at least they're all within the same continuity, and that you could watch one and it rolls into the other. You could watch most of the live action stuff and have it all be relatively related in some way. Whereas you watch the DC stuff, like the movies, is a separate continuity from the the CW stuff, which is a different continuity from the HBO stuff, which is still even within is a different continuity, because Doom Patrol is a different continuity from Titans, and Titans is a different continuity from the movies, and the movies are a different continuity than the CW stuff, and it's like keeping track of who's actually interacts with who and stuff like that. It's just much a harder thing to go through. But yeah. Alright. You know what I also already forgot to do? We're going to don't forget to shake your paints. Here I am talking about movies, and I can't even remember to shake my paints. Shake them well. Out of here, that's... Yeah, no, you're not touching anything. I'm gonna wet, dip, wet, keep our tip. Yeah, then we're gonna go in and we're gonna paint little tiny orbs on these things. Try to keep this in frame as best as I can. Probably, actually. Yeah, we're just going to go in and we're going to basically paint each and all these little orbs this silver. Or not silver, this is gray. Neutral gray. Probably be the most time-consuming part of this, but, you know. It's where we are. I'm going to attempt to keep talking as much as I can. Keep people entertained. Hopefully people are at least somewhat entertained by my chatting and not completely turned off by it. But honestly, if you're here to just lurk, that's alright. I'm fine with anyone doing whatever they, doing. As long as we keep things chill and nice. That's fine with me. If you have anything specifically you want me to go into, go ahead and ask. I don't mind. Right now I'm choosing my own hand as a bit of about the little thing you'll come to, do over time is using your, you'll learn. One of the best palettes you can have is your own hand. Because it's there, it's nice and quick, it's easy. You can just wash it off afterwards. Man, this song here. I'm listening to the song, hopefully you can all hear too. It's not too quiet. Kind of has that a little bit of a Legends of Zelda feel to it to me. That the chime that's going up and down in the scales. Kind of reminds me of Legends of Zelda. Actually, more Final Fantasy than Legends of Zelda. Or maybe it's just a fantasy feel in general, but I like it. Oh, no. Alright. Make any little mistakes, you can easily go back and fix them. Nothing to worry about. You just want to be a little bit careful. I say this, and as I say, I think this is what I talked about when I was talking about earlier. What prevents me from being truly great when it comes to my painting is I don't have the most sturdiest or steadiest of hands, and so mistakes happen a lot. Honestly, it's all right. Nothing to worry about. Just be happy little mistakes, right? As the great Bob Ross once said, they're just happy little mistakes. Why, thank you for the follow. What is that? Walter's Workshop. Thank you, thank you. Oh, say clearly you're enjoying it at least enough that you give me the follow. Hopefully you're doing hey. Hopefully you're doing good. Yeah, pretty soon I'm going to have a large enough scale of paint on my own hand that I can just use that as the paint pot. Which I know, in theory, I really probably shouldn't be just painting right out of the paint pot. It's probably not doing well for my paint, but Problem is with the GW paints is they're in pots, not ink drops, so I can't really drop them out. But down at my local game store, I did see that someone was selling someone made little like teardrop droppers, or top toppers for specifically for CW paints. I probably should get a couple of those so that I can stop painting directly out of the pot. Probably make smart moves. Nope. Thank you for the refollow, I guess. Or was that a raid? That's a raid, I think. That's a raid. Why, hello, and thank you for the raid, I guess. Thank you, thank you. Hello, everyone. How you all doing? It's a nice surprise, I guess, for the night. Hello, how y'all doing? Hello. Doc T's, WebDerp20, thank you on the follow on that. Thank you for the follow on Hamburg Tack, Rubik's Cube 75. Snooping for a new one. I thank you. Thank you. Yep. I paint minis as of right now. It's in my Wednesday nights. I paint minis. I do some other stream as well. I don't specifically stream. I don't specifically stream painting minis, but Wednesday nights I stream. I've been painting my minis and stuff like that. So good to see that there's other people out there who like to see people painting minis or watch people out there. So. This has been my current project. I've been painting my Warhammer 40k Necrons. They're all the new stuff from the Indominus box that I've been slacking on painting that I've actually owned for a little bit. But yeah, it's all been out there, and I think I've missed there out there. Another follow. Thank you for the follow. But all you do, it's great community here for it. Ah, nice. Nice. It's good to hear. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of other words I would say about that. Pain community are all awesome. Yeah, that is definitely true. Pain community has always been helpful. It's definitely one thing I've always loved has been a pain community out there all through my years and stuff like that. Twitch, even on my local community, stuff like that. Hanging out with people, painting has always been a great thing. But nope, thank you for the follow there, Kim Mare. You broke me. Yeah, a little bit on the broken side. Let's say it's just a little bit of a surprise if you go, all right, hello. I suppose I should talk a little bit about myself, I guess, as some new stuff. I love those green bases. Thank you. The green bases in particular are supposed to be, I'm not sure how well you can see as I move my hand on thing, but they're supposed to be swamp bases. They look much better than on my camera, unfortunately, but yeah. Absolutely love the goo. Yeah. The goo, which is actually not on my desk, but they are AK-47's model swamp green diorama stuff. If you've ever heard of those, that's what those are. But where was I? All right, yeah, I suppose I talked about myself a little bit. Introduce you all. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for the new follows up. I'm Dr. Poxo. I like to consider myself a bit more of a variety streamer than just miniature paintings. I paint miniatures on Wednesdays. That's my current strategy. And then every other week I paint, I do some video games where I usually end up talking about other games as well, especially on Fridays when I'm hanging out with a buddy of mine. We usually we're both avid, miniature players. Amongst other, playing other games. I have been painting miniatures now for like 20-something years, and I'm not. I don't consider myself an expert, but I will humble brag that I am fairly good at what I like to do. My general target is, the 3 feet rule. If it looks good from 3 feet, that's what I'll go with. So. Yeah, as I say, I'll probably repeat a couple more times. Hello, everybody. Hello. How you all doing? I say, just thanks on the raid. Hopefully your own stream was doing pretty good. Must have been fairly good if you had 25 people come on in. How's everybody's nights? I need to wet my brush a little bit more. I got myself talking. Just hit your 3-year anniversary yourself. Nice. What kind of minis have you been painting yourself on your 3-year? Yeah, stream is always good when you actually have friends, to hang out with. When you're hanging out with friends, I say if you have. The answer is yeah. No, it is. It's always good to hang out with people, chat, hang out, get stuff done. A few fantasy ranks in Vile, a game called Conquest. I think I've heard of Conquest myself. I don't think I've ever played it. I think I've seen it on the shelves. Mostly D&D minis. I have a few others you paint. Nice. Similar to Warhammer first. Okay. Thank you for the follow there, Big Boss Waztec. You must obviously be a orc player. Similar to, yeah, but yeah, D&D minis are paint fun. I've enjoyed painting I paint a lot of those as well. 40k is just my current project. As I'm not sure, you probably can't see it too well, but this entire shelf, there's a lot of Malifaux minis, a lot of other, Warhammer Fantasy minis. I've got some D&D minis that are currently sitting over there. I have a pretty deep shelf of stuff I need to get through. Careful there. Hurt my paint job. Don't want to do that, right? But yep. So Conquest, is that similar to Warhammer Fantasy in that it's a fantasy being a deep army versus army, or is it a skirmish scale or anything like that? Or that's a new one, Deep Shelf. Yeah, Deep Shelf. I mean, how else would you describe your queue of minis that you need to get around to painting, right? Full army versus farm. They have a versus skirmish version. Well, nice, nice. As something I will point out, as I even constantly point out to my friend, one of my buddies, as I've constantly talked to him on a regular basis, I prefer skirmish games more than army versus army. Unfortunately, army versus army just seems to be the more popular game types, or at least in my area. So, but, I will play games with people to just play games. As much as I would much rather be preferring skirmish games. Yeah. Now, when it comes down to skirmish games, there's less models you have to keep track of. And honestly, because there's also less models, they tend to have slightly better sculpts, and you can get into better details and stuff like that on the on painting minis and stuff like that. Unlike army games, like 40k like this, when it comes to like these guys, I kind of opt for something that I'm perfectly which is going to be easy, and I won't have run into problems painting 30 of them in the same way, as opposed to things. Which, trust me, I learned that lesson much earlier on in my hobby career. Well, maybe not earlier, but about mid-range my gaming career. At one point in my life, when I started playing orcs for 40k, I made the mistake of deciding that I wanted to do a camo scheme on orcs. Yeah, that scheme did not last very long, or I did not finish that scheme at all. Purple orcs, yeah. Yeah, that'd be one way to put it, purple orcs. Yeah, no, it was a bright red with blue dots and orc camo theme. Yeah, no, that, as I said, did not last very long at all. kind of slightly trying to think of something to talk about, and B, I'm just slightly concentrated here. Sorry if all of a sudden I went into dead air on y'all. But we are here. I suppose for a lot of the new people too. As I said, if anyone has any tips or not tips, well, I'll also take tips and stuff too. But I will gladly go into tips and tricks myself. I will gladly talk about anything into the hobby which anyone wants to know from me. My own secrets. I'll say secrets. They're not really secrets if I'm sharing them with everyone, but I will gladly go into anything if anyone has any questions for me. But, and I missed. Okay. That wiped off quickly. That would have been a problem. There we are. There's a little bit of an orb there. Gonna look for a bit and leave the stream. Okay, yeah. Nice. Alright, yeah, cool. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the raid. Yeah. Thank you for showing up. Lurk's cool. If you don't see me again, yeah, I probably at which point again, if I remember them, I'll be taking pictures, and it'll either end up on more on my Instagram, but it'll probably also end up on my Twitter at some point. Which on either follows, if anyone wants to give me follows over there, on either of them, I'm just at Dr. Poxo, DRPOXO. But yep, thank you for coming. I don't see you again. Or at least I don't see you again tonight, right? So here we go. Be back for the mini painting at the very least. All right, that sounds good. As I said earlier, as I repeat, I do mini painting on Wednesday nights at 8 starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. So. Yeah, no. So as I say, speaking of other mini related stuff, yeah, recently at my local Play Store, there's been a 40K Crusade League happening, which had ended recently, and I did not exactly do very well in it. I can tell you that. Lost more than I won. That is a definite. To be honest, Last time I actually played 40k would have been 5th edition. Yeah, would have been 5th edition. Would have been the last time I actually played 40k. So this was kind of a comeback to when it comes to playing 40k for me. I didn't expect to be doing very well at all in the league. I did at least win a couple. I didn't completely scrub out, thankfully. Definitely have learned some few things have definitely changed since the last time I played. I lost a couple. There's this one game in which I lost, which purely because I did not realize that in new 40k characters can hold objectives. In the old 40k, characters could not hold objectives. So I totally lost one game because of that. Yeah, one little detail. Oh well. Now I know for the future. I have been playing a lot of other games. As I kind of mentioned earlier, I prefer skirmish games. Unfortunately, as I say, 40k just happens to be the popular game in my area more than any of the other miniature games. Makes me a little bit on the sad side. I like Malifaux. Malifaux, I really enjoy the models for Malifaux. Unfortunately, that there is no one playing Malifaux in the area. I think Marvel's Crisis Core has actually been picking up a little bit in the area, so I'm tempted to get into Marvel's Crisis Core. The Crisis Core? Yeah, it's Crisis Core, not Infinite Crisis. I keep wanting to call it Infinite Crisis, but it's not Infinite Crisis, it's Crisis Core. Infinite Crisis was the DC MOBA. It was a fun little MOBA, but that unfortunately got closed down, and like most MOBAs, that's not League or Dota. Alright, that's the last one of those. Let's just go back and do any touch-ups in the areas that need to be spread out a little bit more. And a little bit more, another coat. Nice to another coating, essentially. Really bring it out. The gray. I had to spread it out a little bit. A little bit more to these things. Crack the elbow. The joints get stiff a little bit sitting here, keeping the same position for a while. Oh, here's one I just completely missed the orb on. Completely missed that one. That one just needs to be spread out a little bit more. There we go. This one needs to be filled in a little bit more as well. Fortunately, as I said, my hand's starting to shake a little bit, which is, again, one of the things that probably I keeps me from, I think, going really, really good on my painting is how much my hands just shake. See if I can lock my hands enough to get these in. I need to wet the brush a little bit. There we go. That should be good. Well, not to ruin the paint jobs. Just need to be careful there. Yeah, the problem is too is trying to keep the point of my brush as best as I can, but a little bit on the well-used side. Alright. A couple more to just double check, make sure it's all done out, and we'll be good on this step. And a little bit more. More. Alright. And all that one's good. Alright. Clean the brush. Without knocking my paint pot over like I almost just did there, making a mess. Alright. Next, I want my matte white. Here it is. Give it a good shake. But yeah, anyways. So back to topics. What was I talking about on all this? Alright, Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I gotta watch that at some point. And probably also see what else is actually on HBO if I actually get this subscription, because that's what that boils down to. I need to get a subscription. Of course, I think I'm just going to get like a free, use their free trial and watch, because that's really the main thing in which I want to watch. Is that all right? I want to actually get my. All right. I'm going to take the brush and we're basically just going to dot them all. basically the reason why I did the gray and now I'm doing the white, because it creates a much brighter white transition. Just kind of the important stuff there. You just did white over basic white. It's not going to turn out as, over, the darker color. Just not going to be as bright, which you want the nice bright white. Layering. Layering is important. There we are. Move on to the next one. Yeah, as I was saying, Godzilla vs. Kong. Been a long time fan of Godzilla, and I'm really excited about this movie that I really can't wait to see. I think it released today, so I gotta go see about catching that. What I am really hoping to see, especially since it's Godzilla vs. Kong, that Mechagodzilla is gonna make an appearance. To really branch out into the into the Godzilla universe. Which honestly is enough. Speaking of Godzilla and kaiju, it springs into, the monster apocalypse. Did anyone else play Monster Apocalypse? Either version of it? That's another game in which I really liked and enjoyed. Unfortunately, no one in my area was playing it. There was like 3 of us, and then everyone just kind of stopped, and so no one plays Monster Apocalypse. Game I will gladly play more of. I play, again, with the fan of the Godzilla that I am, I played the Godzilla faction, so. Or Terracon. It's another mini which I need to actually slap into my photo booth and actually take slightly better photos than what I've done. I've been slacking on that, but I need to get around to stop slacking and take better photos in general. Taking better photos too. I also been looking at, cheap little turntables, take 360 videos. I removed that too much paint. Here we go. There we go. You gotta take those really nice crispy photos if you really want to show off your paint jobs. You sit there browsing the Reddit. It's like people are like, I want rate my paint job. critique it, and then they give you these videos that are just completely ash. You can't really tell what you're looking at for detail, and it's like, well, I can say it looks nice color-wise ish for the most part, but unfortunately I can't see any of your details whatsoever because of the quality of your photo. So I usually aim to try to make take the best quality photos I can of my minis before posting them up for critiques or comments or anything like that. Which is another thing as well you see a lot of too when people are like, "What? Rate my paint job." It's like you didn't do the base. Well, I'll go, and they're like, I'll go back and finish that later. It's like, yeah, but the base really is one of those things that finishes the model, that brings the model together a lot of the time. And if your base is just sticking out like a sore thumb, it kind of loses a little bit on your paint job. So do your bases first, man. Do your paint, do your bases. Like, at the very least, when it comes to doing your bases, at least paint it like a nice solid, like, don't leave it, primed. Don't leave it like with the little, mistakes of, of your brush strokes onto the base. At the very least, go over it with a solid color so that it looks flat. Which, as a nice little tip, go for like a neutral gray. Honestly, if you're not gonna really put effort into your bases, go for a nice like neutral gray. Because neutral will blend into anything, stuff like that. And as I said, the solid color will look, well, solid. That too, if you really want. As I say, they sell there are so many different kind of texture paints and stuff like that out there nowadays. Doing bases is massively easier these days. Remember back when I started painting, the only real options you had back then was to either go into your own backyard and get some dirt, or go get the expensive train stuff. These days, you can find diorama stuff, you can find texture paints, you can find all sorts of stuff. Mini painting these days have gotten the products out there for mini painting have gotten so much easier, or so much nicer. Getting into painting is so much easier. Getting tutorials, getting tips, getting helps, finding a good community is so much nicer, so much easier these days. more common, more open, all that fun stuff. Heck, even as I said, there's Reddit, right? You can, yeah, I was contemplating about, seeing these things. It's just so much nicer going to like Reddit and being able to see so many more people, so many, see other people's paint jobs and stuff like that. Seeing communities in general is just so much nicer these days. It's not, I'm no longer that weird kid who lives in their mother's basement that you got started. It paints these tiny little things. Alright. Sweet. That's the last of that. That is done. I don't know if you can see it on my hand there, yeah. That's how you truly mark up a painter right there. Seeing the paint on themselves. Alright, wash your brush. Splish splash. Alright, let's see here. Where is it? The next step, so I'll give those all. It's going to dry pretty quickly anyway. So the next step is we're going to grab Citadel's technical Tesseract glow, and we're going to, make all those white dots look like they're glowing. Look glowing green. Give it a good shake. Mix it well. This is one that I find that really settles down if you... It settles pretty quickly too. So I might have to stop halfway through and give it a shake. Alright. And so now we're going to take this and we're just basically going to paint over all that white. Give it that Necron green glow. In there. This is a much nicer option. Than the old option there of the green rods. I like the green rods. But at the same point, I don't like the green rods. They're a pain in the ass to assemble, but they were unique. Which, to be honest, on top of all that, honestly, assembling models is my least favorite part of the hobby. Enjoy playing the games, I love painting, but assembling models, for some reason, I have the patience to paint, I just don't have the patience to assemble. Like, I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I think it comes from many years of trying to assemble metal models, and you sit there for 5-10 minutes holding the model, and then as soon as you still let it go, it still falls apart. And it's like angry noises. Honestly, and so as I say too, since Technicolor is pretty thin in the first place, and I really want to make glowing effects, I'm actually just applying this pretty sloppily on there, not trying to let it spread out because it's going to add, you know, glow colors to anywhere that's highlighted essentially. You don't want it so uniform. There's various glow intensities. Which point, honestly, I'm probably going to also just do a multiple layers of this stuff too. I really want that green more. Or, you know, as they say, if anyone, you know, follows, there's Duncan Rhodes there on YouTube. You listen to him, and it just says, you know, 2 thin coats. Yeah, 2 thin coats. That's what you want. 2 thin coats. All right, I'm feeling a little heavy. It's all right. It'll kind of fill out a little bit as it goes. As it dries, it also looks much nicer as it dries. It kind of thins out a little bit, dries a little bit clearer, pulls up around. Yeah, that's the important bits. Want back chaos? But yeah. What about people in chat? You guys watching anything interesting recently? Looking forward to anything recently? I know I'm also an anime fan, so I watch anime as well as movies and stuff like that. So, if I want to talk that stuff, I can do that. I'll love me some fantasy. I'll love me some sci-fi. How calming your art stream is. Thank you. You love how calm it is. Ah, thank you. Honestly, that's really what I like to do. Keep things a little chill, calming. Yeah, be nice. Keep things a little. A little excited, you know. Do it, and I do it on Wednesdays. A little bit in the middle of the week. A little free from work. Get over hump day, as they say. Dang, chat, you know, all that stuff. Hey, if anyone has any topics for this. Are those flowers you paint? Nah, these are scarabs. They're little robotic scarabs, pretty much. Yeah, bugs. They're robot bugs I'm painting. Right now, I am currently painting. They have little like glowing green eye orbs things. Is what I'm currently working on. These are robotic bug swarms, basically. I love my imagination. It's great. Why, thank you. I wouldn't say too much of my imagination when it comes to these, though. Can't claim too much credit for these. They are part of a larger army. But thank you either way. Alright, that's the last one. Let's go back and do our second coating. Or I need to. Our touch-ups, do our second coating. Really get that glow in there. Oh yeah. Of course, what about video games? Anyone been enjoying any, video games out there? Or just games in general? Board games? Anything like that? Board games, miniature games, video games. I personally, what's been eating up a lot of my time when it comes to video games is Monster Hunter Rise just released this week. That game is it's a time sink. That is definitely. But I really enjoyed the time sink. And a lot of grinding, a lot of hunting monsters, killing monsters. It's a great time. Of course, the other game that also just came out the week before, which I didn't finish before Monster Hunter came out, and I just have not enough time to play all of the games of which I want to be playing, even though I should be. And I should be focused on one of them, was Bravely Default. And that's also a game that came out that I was enjoying. Bravely Default still being one of the best Final Fantasy games to come out in recent times. And everything that's what name, because it's technically not a Final Fantasy game, even though it's by the guys who did it and who did Final Fantasy, and it's not. Who did by Date? Yeah. Sarky was coming out today in the Survivor, the knockoff Joker. That's I've seen a little bit of him on the. I've watched a couple of videos on him on the playtest, and yeah, he is a totally not a Korean K-pop or K-pop band member who is totally not a knockoff Jared Leto Joker. His power is pretty meh. But he is the first killer to actually have voice lines in-game, unlike all the other ones just being silent killers. reminds me, someone passed me a couple codes that apparently they handed out for Twitter for blood points that I need to input and make sure I get some blood points for that game. Yeah, that is a game on which I have sunk a lot of time into on top of everything else. Dead by Daylight. I'm not usually the PvP type of player, but I kind of enjoyed the loop there. One of his perks that he came out with is a pretty nice perk. Basically, every time you each time you hook a new survivor, it increases the time in which it adds basically a block to the doors opening. Basically, the doors, once all the generators have been opened, you cannot open the doors to escape for a number of seconds equal to the number of survivors you've hooked. Or, you know, I think it's 10 seconds for its top rank, so up to 40 seconds. Unfortunately, these guys, when it comes to the scarabs, they're not much color, and I don't plan on putting much color to them in general because, well, they're kind of one of the most basic bridges of it, and they're mindless, and that's it. So these guys are going to be looking pretty flat. I might try to do something to spice them up a little bit more. Honestly, for what I've been doing, might do that. Yeah, let's see here. Have a look at them, see what I need to do. You know, yeah, I should do a little bit of color. So I'm gonna do what I've been doing for the rest of my paint scheme. I'm gonna go in and try to paint their heads a little bit, add a little bit of color with the rest of the paint scheme. Clean the brush, put that there. Well, let's take a look at these guys. I don't know how well you're going to see it on camera. Right now, they're kind of, as I say, they're kind of flat. Yeah, okay. Where is it? Okay, where's my contrast paint? Oh, that's Warp Lightning. I need Pterodon Turquoise. Let's go in. Shaker paints. Let's go in and apply some Pterodon Turquoise to their heads, I guess. A little bit of extra color, just so they don't be as flat. subtle. You're not going to see it too much, but I think that'll do. There. Yeah, it kind of works. That does. That adds something. Unfortunately, as scarabs don't have exactly much detail to work with in general. My paint scheme for these guys is a fairly darkish paint scheme in general, so adds what little color I can to it. These small drags. Not much detail in the first place, and they're not too too much detail to really work with. Let's say with them being like I said, the bottom of the bottom of them, it's not much. I don't want to give them too much detail because they wouldn't really give them too much detail anyways. Still gotta look nice, right? As I said earlier, 3-foot rule. Gotta look good on the tabletop, 3 feet away. There we are. Sorry, I apologize if I'm talking less and less as the stream goes on. Getting later and later, being tireder and tireder. Trying to keep you all entertained, at least somewhat, as I go through this. Hopefully I'm some level of entertaining. Alright, last one on these heads. Alright. Those are all done. Let's stretch as I clean my brush. Stretch, clean my brush. That all nice and looking nice. Close that. Alright. Try to thread the cap back on. There we are. And there. Crank. Alright. Put those out there. Alright, so the next step here is we're going to be here. I'm going to stare at these guys that I've done, and I think I need to touch up. I'm going to touch this guy's skull up a little bit. I've got some bone color here. Yeah. Touch up that a little bit. And I'm then going to... I think I got a sepia wash here somewhere that I think would be nice on that. Which is not on my desk, which is in my paint over here. I believe I have a sepia tone. Purple. I guess I don't have a sepia. Alright, unless it's out there. No, that's green. That's blue. Strong. Oh, I'll go with the soft tone. Put a quick wash on this skull over here. That's really what I'm doing at this point. I'm doing a wash on the skull. Yep. Don't forget to shake it, as I almost forgot there. There we are. Alright, yeah. I think I've been up for almost 3 hours here. I'm kind of tired. As I say, it's midweek as it ends up. I'm at the steps in which I'm on. Next week, I believe next Wednesday, I will do the bases on the scarabs, and I need to prime some more models to get to painting as I start reaching the upper echelons of my minis. So as I say, a reminder for for all you new people out there as well, who are probably, if you're still lurking out there, thank you for coming first of all. And as I said, every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, I do miniature painting art streams, and then every other Friday, I do a duo stream with a buddy of mine. Right now, we're doing Vermintide, Warhammer Fantasy Vermintide, because we're both mini game buffs, and we like our video games and we like our Warhammer, so we're playing Warhammer Vermintide. And then every other Saturday right now, I am playing Skies of Arcadia. It's a old, originally Dreamcast, ported to the GameCube JRPG, and I'm having a good time with that, having a fun time playing that. And but that unfortunately was last weekend. So this weekend, there's no streams this weekend. and I will be back next Wednesday. And then after that, with more mini painting, which, as I said, I'll finish up these guys' bases, and we'll continue on from there. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming. Hopefully y'all some level of entertained. Hopefully I see you all again at some point. It definitely was a surprise for having people, a whole raid pop in all of a sudden. So thank you for that. Yeah. If you give me a tush, let's pull up Twitch to see who's out there for. I can send you off on a bit of a raid, I think. Let's see here. I think a buddy of mine is watching. Let's see here. And if I can find them. Apparently I can't find them as usual. Why are they not pulling up on the raids? I know they're streaming. I can see that they're streaming. Or not. What the hell, man? Am I sure they're streaming? Hold on. I guess they're not actually streaming. I thought they said they were going to stream. Apparently they're not. Never mind. All right. Ooh, here's someone else I know that's following. That's looks like they're doing art themselves too. I believe they're drawing here. So let's send them over. Let's send you all over to them. They've done some art for some of my characters, some of my OC characters and stuff like that. They're pretty good. So I'll send you all over to them. And thank you all again. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all again next time. And yeah. Thank you. Let's get this through. Wait for it. Raid in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's hit that raid. I can switch over to that.